All right. So another week, another leg day. I'm coming right after work. Just gonna head into the gym real quick. I've got my pre-workout in. And I'm feeling super good. One of the things I don't get is people who seem to dislike leg days because of how hard they are. But in my mind, I don't quite see it that way because when I think about the pain that I'm feeling in a leg day, it hurts so incredibly bad. But I know that pain that I feel directly correlates to the gains that I'm getting. And so when leg days feel harder than any other exercise day, that's a good thing because it means I'm really doing the right stuff. So this is going to be a real quick talk. I'm already pulling up to the gym. Made a couple stops before I came, and as you're going to see in this video, I am so horribly sunburned with the craziest farmer's tan you've ever seen. So I am going to get warmed up, and then I believe hamstring curls are going to be our first motion. My goal today is to keep my legs a little bit closer together while I'm doing those. And then we're going to be moving on to, I think, a 3x3 of squats. We'll see. See you in there. Oh, so what do I mean when I say I'm going to do warm up on leg day? To be completely honest, I do so little, it's almost a lie to say I'm going to warm up. So my thought is, hamstring curls normally feel pretty comfortable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show up, hopefully be a little warm, just temperature-wise when I show up. And then I'll do like 2 sets of easier hamstring curls before getting to the weight that I actually want to be at for the day. Because I almost consider hamstring curls a warm-up exercise before squats. That's why I do them first, because once I'm finished with these, my knees are feeling good. Like, my hams are feeling good. Even my quads feel pretty good. Just because, you're getting that movement. And so that's my idea, is that I'll start with these kind of as a warm-up. They're not super straining. But if you do feel strained even doing these, maybe it would be worth doing some more kind of dynamic stuff. But I think very little about my leg warm-up, surprisingly, given that I've had knee and back issues before. But So in the car, I mentioned that I wanted to do these with my legs a little bit closer together. One thing I noticed watching one of the last videos I recorded, I don't know if I ended up uploading that or not, I've had some issues with YouTube, is that my knees were kind of far apart. And so really I was exercising a lot of the inside of my calves, or inside of my hamstrings, not so much the bulk of them. And so what I'm trying to do is keep my feet at a more natural width away from each other. So hopefully I'll get a little bit of better engagement of my whole hamstring, is the idea. I always love the feeling of doing hard sets of hamstring curls, because afterwards when your hams are tired and you try to do like butt kicks, it's just like, oh, it's great. So I accidentally jumped up 10 pounds heavier than I meant to, but then I got 17 reps at 170 pounds. So I'm just going to stay here, do as many as I can. Hopefully on my last set, I'll still get at least 12. But doing 3 sets here. It's not my favorite camera angle. You'll be fine. Oh, 13. I feel like if I had psyched myself up a little bit more, I probably could have gotten another rep there, but I'm content with that. Oh, suck. Oh man, this is an interesting camera angle. I like it. Okay. If I get 12, I'll be super happy here. There we go. That is locked in as it can get. Good stuff. Super happy with that. Let's move on to squats. So, when I say my farmer's tan is exquisite, this is what I mean. So, yesterday, I got lunch with a friend and it was so nice outside. We were like, hey, let's sit in the bed of the truck, eat our cookout or whatever. And so we were outside for that. We did a ice bucket challenge thing later in the day. That's a kind of a local trend going around. And then we went to play pickleball. And when I went to play pickleball, my friend tried to take a shirt off. I didn't want to, and so I just like rolled up my sleeves. And I was like, oh, it was so much worse than I would have expected. Oh, freak. So, I would characterize myself as ambitious, a touch cocky with what I think I can lift, and extremely excited to be lifting heavy weights for the first time in my life. Reason being, I said I was going to do 265. I put 275 on. The interesting thing about this number is this was my previous PR that I'm going to try to break by 20 pounds. So I've got a week to recover after doing this one rep. And I just thought it'd be fun to kind of see a before and after of how 275 moves. After, maybe a month and a half of training. Because I think this is going to move like nothing. It's going to be great. And last time I had a belt. This time I don't have a belt. And last time I had a spotter. And this time I don't have a spotter. Don't do this at home, kids. All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah. There's nothing on this bar. Come on. I did clip this in so I won't die. 3, 2, 1. Ah! Guys, 295 could move today. I kind of want to do it. Frick, let's do it. I'm going to reorient this squat session. Instead of doing a 3x3, I'm going to do a PR 295 so that on Monday I can push it to 300 plus. That's going to be sick. I need to remember not to pause at the bottom because I did 275 pause. Freak. Okay, let's go. What does Ronnie say? Everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but not every bodybuilder wants to lift this heavy weight. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ah! Woo! Oh, we're doing 305 on Monday. Come on. Okay, so when I was doing that, I was thinking to myself, I had 295 in store for Monday as my PR. But I was like, weight is moving so well today. Why don't I do 295 today and then save my real PR for Monday? Because I didn't think 295 would be it. What I didn't realize is that a 295 squat was that squat I just did put me in the 900s club. That was my 900s club lift. That got me there. So I'm pretty psyched. That was an accident. But small victories like that, you know, I think are what we're in the gym for, is just that small progression. Every once in a while you hit a personal milestone. And a lot of times you're celebrating it alone. But I still find it to be a pretty cool day. 900 club lift. So that's my 265 bench, my now 295 squat, and my 345 deadlift. So Monday's goal will be another little milestone of squatting 300. Then the milestone after that will be, squatting 3 plates, squatting 315. So yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. But I think RDLs are next. We can get those knocked out. Ugh. Yeah, so pretty cool to hit that squat PR today. Although to be fair, I could have moved more. I don't see that. There's a little bit of core bracing stuff looking back at it, where I noticed, I went down just fine, but then I kind of did this thing on my way up. So I think what that's going to be is, keeping my head up, keeping my form good, so that on my way up, I'm exploding with everything I got. 305 is going to move like nothing on Monday, and I'm super excited for it. Just keeping those form things in mind. That's why I've liked taking videos of stuff, because I can look back at everything and see, hey, that's something I need to improve on. Even though it was a good lift, that's something I need to improve on. And so I by no means consider that my actual PR, because I could lift more. But I will try to keep y'all updated after Monday on how that goes. Right now, doing RDLs, mostly for the glutes and hamstrings. And why I like doing these is for heavy deadlifts. You get past the first position and you're driving your hips forward. This is just kind of isolating that hips forward movement. So I got, what is this? I can't do math. 175 on the bar. And this is where I wish I had straps for this. But these are feeling good today. I almost wonder if I can move more. I don't know if I can hold more. That's I feel like my limiting factor for this lift. Oh, this is the set number 2. I think this might be the best way to stretch your hamstrings. You put 175 pounds on the bar and, and go down. Oh. Yeah, the rack thing. Cool. You have a good one. Oh my gosh. He's deadlifting, what is that? 405? 455 pounds, and he was like, dang it, I failed my heaviest rep today. And I was like, no, you got it. And he did it for 2. What the heck? That was fun to watch. Oh. Good stuff. That felt great today. Next time I'll go heavier and bring straps. But good start to the lift. I am psyched today. Oh. Where's the bench? There we go. I forgot to mention I already did 1 set. Oh, those hurt. They hurt. All right, let's go. Yep. Oh. Okay. So, just like last time, although I don't know if I even recorded or was able to post last time, calf raises, gonna go for heavier than otherwise. Since, you're using your calves all day long, you don't often get to use them for strength, but that's often what they're needed for. So, this is heavy for me. I don't know, I know it's heavy for other people, but my calves are a little behind, I think. Oh, that felt good. We'll go for 2 more sets at that weight, hopefully get 12 every time. Woo! Oh, bad camera angle. That's okay. We live, we learn. Oh, I don't know how much the weight was even moving at the end there. I was just like, everything I could give it, trying to get a couple inches. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna move this camera. Golly. Guys, I may have just found a new skill that I didn't know I had. Hold on. I didn't know I could do this. Oh. Hold on. One more try. Touching my back to the floor in a sissy squat. Hold on, this is it. Oh. I have a new goal. Who cares about a squat PR? Okay. Woo! What did that even look like? Hold on. So sometimes I imagine part of my responsibility with this is to give some lessons about working out. And from that, I was trying to think what could be a lesson to be gained from that. And kind of what I'm thinking is never be too mature to have a little bit of fun in testing your limits. Don't break your knees, but also have a little bit of fun. Oh goodness. Okay, let's go. Oh. Oh. Okay, that'll be it for calves. We'll do abs and then one forearm workout. And then get the honk out of here. There was no chance. It was too full. Oh, there it goes. Oh no. Y'all saw me without a hat on. It's no problem. Gonna go up a little bit. These feel pretty good. I think it's just a nice way to finish, get some work in on the abs. I love feeling strong. Like being in my youth and feeling invincible and, pushing limits as hard as I can. Every once in a while, getting a little bit hurt, but, taking the time to recover and doing it again, it's such a huge blessing. Thank God, gives us so many things that we don't even realize. And hey, maybe that'll be my conversation for the car talk on the way home. uh, but he gives us so many things that we don't even realize. Like I can go and do crazy things to my knees and not appreciate them when really they are such a big gift. And anyone working out, you've got the gift of being able to work out, even if you're not hitting your numbers, even if you're not feeling as good as you possibly could, you're still able to do it. So let's take the time to remember that and thank him for it. Let's see if this hat will stay on. I might tighten it a bit. There we go. Oh, that's heavy. I can't hold on. I think I put that a little bit too heavy. I'm gonna drop it down. There's a happy middle ground to be found here. Huh. And that's the middle ground I haven't found yet. Drop it back down to 80. Take a little bit of a break, do one more set. Okay, I've reconsidered, so I realized it's already like 4:45, and I got here at like 2:45. So what I'm gonna do is finish the set of abs, leave hand back wrist curls for another day, and then I'll probably do a pose or two. I never feel like I really have much to show in my legs, but I'll do it. I need to get better at leg posing too. Maybe I'll do my favorite, which is abs and quads. What's that called? With the vacuum thing? Quads and core. Ow. Cool. All right. Let us go. That'll work. So, I've never really connected, get this stuff out of my pocket. I've always, seen my upper body muscles, and I knew, yeah, of course, this is how I'd flex them for like a picture type thing. But for quads, I've never quite known that because they're just kind of there. So, definitely something to learn, but I can get a few of something in. What are you supposed to do? Promise I have no separation. Especially when I'm pumped like this. Yeah, there's nothing. Anyway. I'm also so out of breath. I'm like, let's do this one more time. Is that it? I don't think so. So, lesson learned. My own homework for this week is to before my next leg day. Learn some leg poses. So I'm afraid that my car talk on the way here was a little bit lackluster, you could say, or at least not as, I don't know, not as developed as maybe I'd like it to be. And honestly, reason being, I was just distracted. um, you know, I knew that I was going to be going to the gym today. I knew that I'd be hitting legs today. But after work, I was kind of feeling like, do I want to record a video? Do I not want to record a video? Because most of the lifts I've been doing recently have been with other people. But I was thinking about it. I'm like, it's not that hard to record. All I have to do is, set up my camera and kind of say what I would say anyway. I just say it to the camera with a mic on. I had the mic with me, and I didn't have anything else to do. So I was like, hey, I'm going to record. But one thing I was thinking about, and I kind of mentioned this while I was doing abs, I think, is I imagine that some people have the question of how do either you as a Christian or how do I as a Christian kind of balance bodybuilding and my faith, right? I say I imagine people have this question because no one has ever commented on my videos. If you do comment on my videos, one, I will be so happy. Two, I will absolutely respond to your comment because it'll be the only one I've ever seen. And three, I may even respond to it in video, and I'd love to hear, I don't know, questions y'all have, things you'd like to talk about. Maybe I could talk about too. But anyway, how to balance bodybuilding with Christianity. Now, I think the main thing is that bodybuilding is very purposefully building a good looking physique. It's not like powerlifting where you're going for a specific number or a specific record. It's, it's objective looks in a sense. So the the stumbling block I think you can run into is definitely pride when you know that it can go one of two ways. It can either go, that you look good, or that you look maybe subjectively better. I meant to say subjectively earlier. You might look subjectively better than the people around you. That can be a sinful temptation to pride when you're thinking of yourself more than you're thinking of others. On the flip side of that, there can be pride in self deprecation, of saying, you know, when you place your value in how you look, if you don't like how you look, you know, when you're like, oh, I don't, I should be this good, but I'm not, or those people are so much better than me, and you take that, you see it not as wow, good for them. You're focusing on yourself and saying, oh, sucks for me. I don't think that's a good way to look at it. Um, but those are the two temptations you can fall into. Now, how do I balance that as a Christian? You have to guard your heart. You have to really carefully think about why you're doing what you're doing. And you have to think about how you're being tempted. And you have to think about how to overcome that. So, why do I bodybuild instead of strict powerlifting or CrossFit or anything else? I would do CrossFit, except there's not a affordable CrossFit place near me. Um, I would maybe I would do some other type of training, but I enjoy the individuality of being able to train solo, and that works well with bodybuilding. I like the higher rep range, the challenge of a higher rep range, and that's sort of what bodybuilding does. And honestly, bodybuilding feels a lot safer and more comfortable than entirely powerlifting does, where if you have so much heavier weight and you're doing such harder movements, that's going to be harder on your body than higher reps and lighter weight would be. And so there's a couple things that made me choose bodybuilding. Now, as far as how I'm challenged with my own temptation of pride, it's definitely something I've had to think about. Um, because I look in the mirror and like how I look. Um, and I'll be honest about that. Um, but I have to, constantly be battling this idea of, oh, you know, if I do have if I'm going to the beach and I'm taking my shirt off, am I thinking about how other people are looking at me, or do I just let that go? Because it really doesn't matter. It's a constant battle, and so Christian out there, stay vigilant. And I think one way you can heart test yourself, and one way that I've heart tested myself. Oh, there's going to be a blinker in your headphones. Um, how I've heart tested myself is really introspectively thinking about how you're seeking attention. If you want people to see you and admire you and to praise you, or if you're content with what you do have. Because I think if you look in the mirror and say, hey, I'm very grateful for this, and this is super cool, and I like this, that's a great thing. You don't have to care about what other people think. That's kind of the pressure test I'd challenge you to give yourself. So if you have any questions about that, it's just something that's been on my mind recently and wanted to share that with you. Recently, as in the past couple minutes, I just decided to talk about it. But as always, if you have any, ideas of things I could do differently in these videos, please let me know. My plan right now for the rest of the week is I'm going to be going to Colombia on Saturday, so I kind of want to get my lifts in before then. I may. I did a bench PR yesterday, and I did a squat PR today. Technically a squat PR. It wasn't actually 100%, but I want to do. I'm trying to think, because I could do upper body again tomorrow, which would be Wednesday. Lower body Thursday. I don't know. I'll have to see how my schoolwork looks tomorrow, honestly, whether or not I'll go tomorrow or go on Thursday, and then we will go from there. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you around next time.